Okay, probably about a week or two ago, a friend of mine asked me to give an update on me taking Mounjaro slash Zepbound slash tirzepatide, like what all I had experienced, all the stuff. And it's taken me a couple weeks to get to the video. I apologize to him. I'm going to try and be as succinct as possible. It's a little bit freeform, but I'm going to go fast. I'm going to talk fast, and I'm not going to turn this into a 30-minute like extended length video. But like if you're curious, you want some updates on all the things, stick around. So as of this filming, it is October 6th of 2024. I've been on, quote, maintenance for probably about a year. And during that year, I've kind of waffled back and forth between 5 milligrams of Mounjaro, Zepbound, tirzepatide, whichever, and 7.5. I started this whole journey taking Mounjaro, and Mounjaro was originally kicked out into the universe for type 2 diabetics. I didn't start as a type 2 diabetic. I started out as pre-diabetic, which kind of made me not qualified for anything completely out of pocket. Fortunately, Eli Lilly had a savings card, so I was taking Mounjaro for like from 2022, February 2022 to December 2022. That savings card went away. But then Zepbound came out. Now Zepbound is for weight loss. Zepbound is the exact same drug, aka tirzepatide, and it just so happened that when they kicked out Zepbound, they also kicked out a new savings card. So on to Zepbound I went. The exact same doses, exact same medication. Literally the packaging just has a different word on it. They look the same if you've ever seen them. So then I'm on Zepbound. Now the problem was Zepbound started to get into shortage like immediately. And so somewhere around April of this year, I could not get any more Zepbound. It just didn't exist. I was calling pharmacies. They're like, hey, sorry, we don't have any, So at that point, I turned to a compounding pharmacy. More on that in a second. I lost most of my weight that first probably 7 months. I went from, 228 pounds down to the 180s. And that was, it was good. I was pretty happy in the 180s. I'm still in the 180s right now. I'm standing here. I weighed in this morning at 183.5, 183.7, something like that. I'm happy here. Could I have a few more pounds of muscle? Heck yeah. Could I have a little bit less fat? Sure, but that's really vanity. It's not really health or even physical performance. So, at this point, it's just me kind of playing with numbers just to play. So September of last year to this October, 13 months, I was on 5. I went up to 7.5 briefly kind of in the October timeframe of last year because when Halloween hit, man, I was eating all this Halloween candy and my weight started to creep up again. I think I bounced back off of 190 and, called the doctor, hey, can I get a script for 7.5 instead of 5? He's like, yep, good to go. I got you. Like, you need to calm that down. Did I need to? Could I have just probably slowed down with what I was stuffing in my fat face? Sure. Anyway, got on 7.5, did that like weekly for a little while, but then after probably November of that year, I kind of started sliding to once every 2 weeks again. And really for the entire time that I've been on this maintenance year, I have kind of had a shot every 7 to 14 days. And I've completely been doing this based on how I've been feeling. I should probably take a step back and tell you, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. Don't do what I do. Talk to your freaking doctor if you're involved in any of these weight loss drugs of any sort. So calm down on that. But anyways, I've been doing it based on how I feel. Now, doing stuff on how you feel is cool if you're not having to manage blood sugar. If you're a type 2 diabetic and your doctor tells you to take X dose on a given schedule, I'd probably do that. I'd probably do it. But if you're like me and your blood sugar is fairly stable and you're really just kind of doing it to kind of maintain weight, then I think you can probably start sliding those doses out or reducing them, maybe both. But that's, like I said, it's probably a conversation between you and your healthcare provider, not you and me, because I'm just some dude on the internet. So back to that April, like I said, I couldn't get it, didn't exist. So went digging around online and found places that would prescribe and deliver compounded versions of the same medication, aka tirzepatide. Went with Emerge, which I'm still using right now. but things were about to get entertaining. And Emerge was super easy to deal with, super fast, shipped my stuff, was from the Hallandale Pharmacy, and it would come in a box from FedEx that had refrigeration packets in it, so it would keep it at temperature with syringes, vials, alcohol swabs, everything you needed to go, and dosing information. Was it more complicated to use than an auto injector pen? Heck yeah. Was it cheaper, available or no? Still cheaper, like less than $400 a month versus $550 for the savings card from the actual stuff. So I was using compounded stuff from April all the way up until today. In this month, Eli Lilly, I think, has pressured the shit out of the FDA to take tirzepatide, aka Mounjaro or Zepbound, off of the shortage list, which means that a lot of pharmacies out there will not deliver compounded versions. Emerge just sent me an email saying that my next one wasn't going to come from Hallandale, it was going to come from a different pharmacy. So they still have sourced pharmacies out there that will YOLO it, hey, we're still going to send it out, and we'll, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead, await, any court orders, lawsuits, or whatever from Eli Lilly. But I don't know how long that lasts. So as a side note, if you are looking to get into the compounded world, I think you still can, but I think that those days may be limited. So if you do want to go down that road, if you get that prescription, if you decide to go down that road, I would talk to one of those providers and see if you could get a multi-month supply so that hopefully, you can stretch this out. I really wish Eli Lilly would come out and just reduce the price of the medications, but I understand that there is a middleman, the pharmacy benefit management world, that is taking somewhere between 50 and 70% of the cut of any price paid for medication. I don't believe they're adding any value whatsoever, and I feel like that there's a real problem with that in the United States. Call or email your senators, complain vociferously about it. I digress. Because look, guys, if I could keep getting the actual Eli Lilly product at a reasonable price and it was available, I don't know that I ever would have gone down the compounding road. Like the compounding road came about due to pricing and shortage. With those two factors out of the mix, then nobody cares and they just buy Eli Lilly product. I know that at this point, Eli Lilly is probably swimming in profits. God love them, okay? I'm a capitalist at heart. But at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. Now, some other specifics about the health and me. When I first got onto Mounjaro, it really kind of started a whole series of events with me. And one of them was I really started watching what I was eating more and I started working out more. And that kind of started small, but it kept getting a little more entrenched. And now, as of today, I track everything that I eat through MyFitnessPal. It's not the best calorie intake tracker on the planet, but it's okay. And the free version's not bad. And it also works with Garmin Universe, which I'm, 95% of my universe is Garmin, like this watch. I think I did a video on it, the Phoenix 7X Solar. Neat watch, love it. I'm probably gonna test something out of the Garmin universe next. Total digression. But between using Garmin to track my calorie expenditure when I'm weightlifting, running, biking, taking hikes and walks, and using MyFitnessPal to track everything that I'm stuffing into my mouth, had a really good idea of where I was in terms of am I over my calorie budget for the day, I'm a little bit under. I found that for the most part, literally throughout the year, I was probably running about a 500 to 1,000 calorie a day deficit, and that coupled with exercise caused me to lose a lot of fat while still gaining muscle. I tried to get in at least 150, if not 180 grams of protein every single day. Between lifting weights and doing that, I haven't lost any muscle. Some people claim, hey, these drugs like semaglutide, aka Ozempic or Wegovy, or tirzepatide, a la Zepbound, Mounjaro, these drugs cause you to lose muscle. From my experience, this is my personal experience, that may not be the case. In the past almost 2 years, I've probably gained at least 17, if not 20 pounds of muscle, on top of losing darn close to, if not a little bit more than 70 pounds of fat. I don't think that my results are typical. I don't think that if you go out there and get on these drugs, you will have the exact same trajectory as me, because there's too many variables, right? There's genetics, your habits and predilections, like what you eat, your level of physical activity, blah, blah, blah. But I think that these results that I have gotten are not extraordinary. I think they're doable for a lot of people. What's been heartening is that even though I've been in, quote, maintenance, I have still continued to shed some fat and gain some muscle, albeit slowly. Some people have said, well, that's probably because you're on exogenous testosterone or something like that. Not the case. Not that I am against or anti using testosterone exogenously to up your testosterone levels. At some point in my life, I may decide that that is what I want to do. But the last few times that I've had my testosterone tested lab-wise, it's been between 500 and 600, and free test has been somewhere between 40 and 50, which for a 54-year-old male is supposedly pretty darn good. So it hasn't hit the floor. Like, you know, if I start feeling like some sort of drag, you know, I start losing muscle and I'm still working out and I start getting brain fog, things like that, I'll just get on T. I don't care. If you're on T, heck yeah, good to go. If you're not, you know, and you're poo-pooing everybody, well, sucks to be you, like whatever. You know, we have modern medicine, and I think that we should take advantage of it to the best of our ability for as long as we can. Hormone replacement therapy of any sort, I don't think should be like looked at negatively. I think it should be looked at on a case-by-case basis for you or your loved ones, depending on their needs. The end. Another soapbox, I'm sorry. So I'm probably going to get another DEXA scan sometime in the next few weeks. I think I should probably do it before Thanksgiving, because I am human and Thanksgiving is a thing. I have found myself, I feel pretty lean. I feel like I've gained muscle. I have been working on a very formal weightlifting program. It is Jeff Nippard's upper and lower program, 4-day split for any given week, 2 leg days, 2 upper body days. Historically speaking, I was kind of losing muscle in my legs, I think because I was getting on that Peloton and it's like a freaking blowtorch. The cardio is exceptional on it. Like, you know, I could easily get my heart rate up to 170, you know, get real calorie burn, real cardio effect. But I think I was pedaling on that thing so much that my legs were just shedding muscle. Kind of cut that back to 1 day a week, a couple of runs during the week that are a little lower intensity than that for my cardio. And so hopefully, like I said, I feel like I've gained muscle. Have I? The only way to tell is really get on the DEXA. Like the mirror can lie to you, the scale can lie to you. DEXA scan, there's no fool on that. You lay on a table, you get scanned, they hand you a printout, and it's better, worse, or indifferent. Hopefully you can use that data to help you. Like I said, you know, another update on the DEXA coming in the next few weeks. But right now, guys, as it stands, I probably know somewhere between 20 and 25 people who are on either some form of semaglutide or some form of tirzepatide. In every case, they are all happy with the result. The results they have had have varied. Some people have lost a few pounds. Some people have lost a lot of weight on these drugs. Some of that is, like I said, owing to different medical circumstances. I know that people who are already in type 2 diabetes have a harder time losing weight even on these drugs. Something about the body chemistry, insulin response, it makes it more difficult for them to lose weight. But like I said, I do know some type 2 diabetics who have managed to lose some weight on these drugs. What is even more heartening is that I know that there are at least 1 or 2 other drugs on the near horizon, like the next 12 to 24 months, that may be even stronger than the current batch in terms of their ability to get you in the proper physical state to lose weight or maintain a healthy weight. I'm hopeful that the release of those will cause the pricing to come down on the previous generations. I tell you that even if something new and awesome came out, but I could stay on tirzepatide, I'd probably just stick with tirzepatide. It has worked so well for me that I fear playing around with any other drug. Now that said, one last thing, if I completely can't get tirzepatide at any price that I and my poor spouse can afford, I would be more than willing to try switching to semaglutide. Right now, the sourcing for that is less expensive. I don't know about the availability. I just know that price-wise, people are saying you can get on that train for a little bit cheaper. So that's the state of me and the Mounjaro / Zepbound / tirzepatide weight loss. Guys, I'm feeling really good. Like, I can't describe to you how good. I benched 215 the other day. I deadlifted 245. I'm gonna do max squat next week. I'm going on runs. I'm going on bikes. Guys, this is stuff 2-3 years ago. I wasn't doing any of that. Like, I was a slug. I was just really not in the proper place to be doing any of this physical activity. And, you know, to my detriment, this has really kind of springboarded me into being a whole new human being, in terms of everything, my motivations, like life. I don't know, you know, now 5-10 years from now, are they going to go, hey, there's this crazy side effect and something really bad is going to happen? Guys, anything's possible. This class of drugs has been around since, I want to say, 2004, 2005, maybe not in its current form, but, you know, when they first started playing with these things, it was over 2 decades ago. And so I think that their understanding of these drugs, the risk profile, the success profile, the pitfalls, I think it's pretty well known and pretty well documented. Doesn't mean there aren't side effects, doesn't mean there aren't side effects, and doesn't mean that some of them could be quite severe, which is why, once again, I'll point you to a doctor who knows what they're doing. And while I'm sure that your family GP might love to help you, guys, for stuff like this, I really feel like an obesity medicine specialist might be a little better for you in this regard. Somebody who really spent a lot of time playing with this class of drugs, has a large volume of experience prescribing them and seeing what their patients do and don't get from the drugs, I think would probably be better for you. Now, that said, like, you know, whatever your medical team is for you, if you're comfortable with them, then that's good to go. But just my experience, the obesity guys, they're the ones you want to talk to. Anyways, I'll stop here. I haven't done any fitness videos in a little bit, and I don't do a lot of them. Most people don't come to this channel for fitness videos. I know at some point myself and Mrs. Grey Dog will probably sit down and talk to you again, because she's been on these drugs longer than me, and she too has had amazing and good success. Not that she wasn't beautiful and sexy before, but now she's beautiful, sexy, and she's skinny, which she's happier with. So I'll stop here, guys. If you like this kind of content or the other kind of content that I offer, please do subscribe, hit that like. If you've made it this far, likes are always very much appreciated, and the notification bell will get you an immediate notification whenever I upload or release new content. Take care, stay safe. I'll talk to you soon.
Get 'em, Jay.